Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into the world of the 6 most valuable, ultra-rare coins ever discovered. These are not just pieces of metal, they are hidden treasures capable of changing fortunes. Stay with me as we uncover their mystery, unheard value, and the incredible stories behind them. Don't forget, and let's begin this exciting journey into the world of rare coins. First up, the 1951 Franklin half dollar holds a special place in American numismatic history, emerging from a period when the United States was transitioning culturally, economically, and artistically. Even though the Franklin series came later than the earliest decimal coins, this particular issue still represents continuity within America's long-established decimal system, reflecting how designs evolved with changing national identity. The portrait of Benjamin Franklin gives the coin an unmistakable presence, symbolizing wisdom, invention, and the intellectual foundation of the nation. When found in very dirty condition today, the coin often hides its beauty beneath years of oxidation and circulation grime, yet that layer of dirt also contributes to its sense of age and mystery. Collectors see these worn, stained surfaces not as flaws, but as evidence of a coin that has lived through real history. What draws collectors even more to the 1951 Franklin half dollar is its direct link to mid-century America, a time when the country was redefining its future after the turbulence of wartime. The reverse design featuring the Liberty Bell strengthens this historical connection, reminding us of the nation's commitment to freedom and unity. Despite being struck during a relatively modern era, the 1951 issue can be remarkably difficult to find in very fine condition because so many spent decades in everyday circulation. The soft details of the Franklin design mean that even moderate wear can quickly diminish clarity, making sharp survivors incredibly appealing. When a dirty version still retains strong detail beneath the surface, it becomes a rare gem that excites seasoned collectors. The coin's composition adds yet another element of importance. With a foundation of copper bonded with 90% silver, the 1951 Franklin half dollar blends intrinsic metal value with historical artistry. Copper gives the coin its strength, while silver offers sheen and collectible appeal, a combination that has helped the series endure as one of the most respected in mid-century American coinage. Even when caked in dirt, the underlying surfaces can remain surprisingly well preserved, and professional conservation can reveal remarkable luster and originality. This possibility gives hope to collectors who often purchase unattractive examples with the dream of uncovering something truly special beneath the grime. Market demand for the 1951 Franklin half dollar has steadily grown, especially for coins that manage to survive in appealing condition. Depending on grade, rarity, and eye appeal, values can range from $1,000 to $9,000 or even higher when exceptional examples appear at auction. This range reflects not only the scarcity of high-quality coins, but also the increasing enthusiasm among collectors who appreciate the Franklin series for its historical charm and investment potential. As more collectors enter the market, competition intensifies, driving prices upward and turning even dirty examples into interesting prospects for long-term holding. The coin's copper-silver alloy ensures it will always retain intrinsic worth, while its collectible premium continues to rise. For many investors and hobbyists, the 1951 Franklin half dollar represents an excellent long-term opportunity because its supply is naturally shrinking as more coins are either graded, locked into private collections, or lost to time. Coins that display strong detail, even under layers of dirt, are particularly prized because they offer the possibility of earning high certification grades after proper evaluation. Professional grading remains one of the most important steps for collectors hoping to fully understand a coin's condition, and certified pieces attract far more attention in auctions and private sales. As the number of high-grade survivors dwindles, the investment potential of each remaining piece grows more secure. Collectors seeking to expand their knowledge and improve their chances of finding valuable examples often turn to numismatic communities for guidance. Whether participating in online forums, local collector clubs, or specialized groups dedicated to mid-century silver coins, they learn how to identify strike strength, evaluate wear patterns, and judge authenticity. The Franklin series contains many subtle details, such as the clarity of Franklin's hair curls and the lines across the Liberty Bell, that require trained observation to appreciate fully. These communities also help newcomers navigate grading standards, restoration options, and market trends, ensuring they make confident and informed decisions when acquiring a 1951 Franklin half-dollar. Beyond its physical characteristics and financial potential, the 1951 Franklin half-dollar also carries deep cultural symbolism that resonates far beyond the borders of the United States. Franklin's image represents intellectual curiosity, scientific discovery, statesmanship, and the pursuit of knowledge, values admired around the world. The Liberty Bell reinforces a universal message of independence and resilience, allowing the coin to transcend its role as currency and become a piece of shared human heritage. Even individuals who are not dedicated collectors can appreciate the emotional and artistic weight carried by this coin, which helps explain its strong following among international buyers. In the long run, the 1951 Franklin half-dollar continues to stand out as a coin of enduring appeal, blending historical value, artistic merit, and investment strength into a single piece of American culture. As global interest in numismatics grows, coins like this gain increased visibility and desirability, especially those that show honest wear or remain hidden beneath decades of dirt. Their international appeal, cultural symbolism, silver-copper composition, and limited high-grade supply give them a trajectory of long-term appreciation that collectors recognize as both stable and promising. With every passing generation, the significance of the 1951 Franklin half-dollar becomes more pronounced, securing its place as a timeless treasure in the world of collectible coins. As more collectors uncover 1951 Franklin half-dollars in old boxes, inherited collections, and forgotten drawers, there is a growing fascination with how differently each coin ages over time. Some pieces show deep, dark tunning from decades of storage, while others reveal streaks of dirt and uneven coloration from contact with pockets, purses, and moisture. These natural imperfections give each coin a personality, making even dirty examples uniquely appealing as historical artifacts. The unpredictable nature of what lies beneath the grime adds an element of excitement to the hunt. A coin that appears lifeless at first glance could reveal strong luster, crisp lines, or rare striking qualities once properly assessed, proving that surface dirt is not a barrier to value, but often a sign of untouched originality. Another aspect that strengthens the appeal of the 1951 Franklin half-dollar is its growing role in educational content and documentary-style numismatic storytelling. Many collectors use this coin as an example when teaching others how to analyze wear patterns, understand metal composition, and recognize original surfaces. Its combination of soft details and a historically significant portrait makes it ideal for demonstrating the challenges of mid-century minting. Whether someone is examining the clarity of Franklin's cheek, the strength of the Liberty Bell crack, or the overall strike quality, the 1951 issue provides valuable reference points. This educational importance increases its presence in coin shows, YouTube channels, and collectors' workshops, reinforcing its place as a core study piece within the hobby. The coin also reflects a distinct artistic philosophy of its time, capturing the clean, bold lines and minimalist approach of mid-20th century American design. Unlike earlier U.S. coins that featured ornate details and classical motifs, the Franklin series embraced a modern look that emphasized clarity, simplicity, and symbolism. This stylistic shift is part of what makes the 1951 issue so fascinating for collectors who appreciate the evolution of American art through coinage. The way the mint portrayed Franklin, thoughtful, serious, and dignified, reflects the cultural desire for stability and intellectual leadership during a period of rapid national growth. Even a dirty example still carries this artistic intention, revealing its deeper meaning to anyone willing to study it closely. As coin collecting becomes more global, the 1951 Franklin half-dollar increasingly finds its way into international auctions, private sales, and collections held far beyond the United States. Demand has grown among collectors in Europe and Asia who admire American history, and the Franklin series offers an authentic, affordable entry into the world of pre-Kennedy U.S. silver. These global buyers often appreciate the cultural narrative behind the design, making the coin not just a collectible item, but a representation of American ideals. This expanding international interest contributes to stronger long-term value, because a coin with global appeal draws bids from diverse markets, stabilizing and elevating its price over time. In the end, the 1951 Franklin half-dollar continues to thrive as one of the most respected mid-century U.S. coins, cherished for its historical weight, artistic significance, and investment promise. Even in very dirty condition, it remains a piece that invites curiosity, encourages learning, and rewards patient collectors who recognize the potential hidden beneath decades of wear. Its survival across generations represents the resilience of American coinage, while its rising market value reflects increasing appreciation for its place in numismatic history. With cultural symbolism that resonates worldwide and a consistent pattern of value appreciation, the 1951 Franklin half-dollar stands not only as a collectible treasure, but as a meaningful artifact that bridges the past with the future of coin collecting. Second, the 1952 Franklin half-dollar carries a rich historical legacy that continues to fascinate collectors, especially when found in its natural, untouched, very dirty condition. This coin emerged during a period in American history when the nation was rapidly growing and modernizing, and its design featuring Benjamin Franklin symbolized wisdom, innovation, and the spirit of progress. Although part of the regular half-dollar series, many collectors today appreciate it as one of the important early decimal-based American coinage issues that shaped the modern monetary system. Time has enhanced its allure, and even a heavily worn or dirty example still tells a powerful story of mid-century America, circulating through decades of commerce before becoming a prized collectible. A major factor contributing to the coin's desirability is its composition and craftsmanship. While popularly admired for its silver appearance, collectors often emphasize the small but important copper presence within the alloy, which adds durability and a distinctive tone that grows richer as the coin ages. In dirty or heavily circulated specimens, this copper element reveals subtle colors and textures that collectors love, especially those who appreciate coins in their raw, unclean state. The aged surface can actually add character, proving that not all value lies in a polished or pristine look. Sometimes originality is worth far more. What truly elevates the 1952 Franklin half-dollar to elite collectible status is its rarity in very fine condition or better. Many examples were heavily circulated, damaged, or mishandled over the decades, and even more were melted down during periods of rising metal prices. This means that a genuinely sharp, detailed example is hard to find, and when you do encounter one, especially an untouched, naturally aged piece, its desirability spikes instantly. Collectors pay increasingly high premiums for such preserved specimens, driving market values anywhere from $1,000 to $9,000 or more depending on grade, eye appeal, and scarcity. The market value of the 1952 Franklin half-dollar has surged in recent years, fueled by a growing demand among both seasoned and beginner collectors. People are beginning to recognize the long-term investment potential of iconic mid-century American coins, and this issue stands at the center of that trend. Its relatively limited surviving population, rising auction attention, and consistent upward sales momentum make it a powerful asset for future appreciation. Even collectors who start with a very dirty, low-grade example can later discover that rarity and originality alone can push its value far beyond expectations. For anyone considering collecting or investing in the 1952 Franklin half-dollar, condition awareness is crucial. Understanding how to evaluate luster, natural dirt patterns, strike sharpness, and overall wear can help distinguish a common piece from an exceptional one. Certification from trusted grading services adds confidence and ensures authenticity, especially when dealing with higher value examples. Learning official grading standards not only helps you avoid overpaying, but also sharpens your eye for coins with strong investment potential. Joining collector communities, online groups, and numismatic organizations allows you to share experiences, gain insights, and stay informed about emerging trends. As you explore the world of Franklin half-dollars, you'll realize that every 1952 specimen carries a piece of American culture within it. Benjamin Franklin stands as a symbol of intellect, diplomacy, and the pursuit of knowledge, and owning a coin depicting him connects you directly to those pillars of national identity. Dirty, well-aged pieces become even more symbolic because they've traveled through real lives, businesses, and generations, becoming artifacts rather than simple monetary items. Their imperfections are part of their heritage. The international appeal of the 1952 Franklin half-dollar should not be underestimated. Collectors worldwide admire American coinage for its artistic style, rich symbolism, and historical significance, and the Franklin series remains one of the most recognizable. Foreign collectors especially love naturally aged examples because they represent authenticity rather than artificial perfection. This global demand increases competition and elevates prices, helping the coin build an impressive long-term reputation across multiple markets. In the long run, the 1952 Franklin half-dollar stands as a powerful investment and cultural icon, destined to appreciate further as more collectors discover its hidden value. Whether held for personal enjoyment, passed down through generations, or treated as a strategic financial asset, this coin embodies history, artistry, and legacy. Its growing rarity, strong market demand, and enduring symbolic importance ensure that it will continue rising in prestige. Owning one, especially in its raw, uncleaned state, is owning a timeless chapter of American numismatic history that promises lasting value and admiration. The beauty of the 1952 Franklin half-dollar lies not only in its design, but also in the way it has survived through time, carrying physical evidence of decades of circulation. A very dirty example often showcases deep-set details that have absorbed the oils, dust, and patina of countless exchanges, giving the coin a dramatic, antique character. Rather than diminishing its appeal, this natural aging process enhances its uniqueness, as no two dirty or heavily toned pieces will ever look the same. Collectors who appreciate originality over artificial shine often pursue such pieces with even more passion, seeing them as historical fragments rather than simple metallic objects. Another element that continues to elevate the 1952 Franklin half-dollar's value is the role it played in shaping modern coin collecting habits. During the 1950s, many Americans began viewing coin collecting as a mainstream hobby, and the Franklin series contributed to this rise. Its bold portrait, iconic Liberty Bell, and clean, modern design helped spark interest among casual collectors who later became serious numismatists. Today, this historical influence amplifies the coin's cultural weight, making every surviving example part of a larger story about the growth of numismatics in the United States. As time progresses, more collectors are discovering the financial advantages of acquiring early Franklin half-dollars, especially rare dates like 1952. With increasing public interest in precious metals and historic artifacts, demand continues to shift upward, pushing market activity into new territory. Auction platforms, private sales, and online collector exchanges have seen a noticeable rise in bidding competition, particularly for coins with natural tunning or original surfaces. This momentum reflects a long-term trend that adds significant confidence for investors seeking stable, historically rooted assets. Another reason the 1952 Franklin half dollar stands out is the emotional connection it creates between past and present. Every scratch, stain, or layer of dirt becomes part of a narrative spanning generations, perhaps passing through soldiers, business owners, travelers, or ordinary families as it moved through everyday life. This emotional depth gives the coin a level of storytelling that newer issues simply cannot replicate. For many collectors, owning such a piece means holding a preserved memory, a physical link to the American journey that has shaped the world we live in today. Ultimately, the 1952 Franklin half dollar will continue strengthening its reputation as one of the most desirable and historically rich mid-century American coins. Its rarity and high grade, combined with the charm of naturally aged and dirty specimens, ensures that its collector base will only keep growing. As younger generations become more interested in tangible history and alternative investments, coins like this one gain new relevance and prestige. Its blend of cultural symbolism, market strength, and enduring beauty guarantees that its appeal will not fade, making it a coin that will remain treasured, studied, and admired for decades to come. Third, the 1954 Franklin half dollar stands as one of the most intriguing and increasingly valuable coins in American numismatics, especially when found in its original, very dirty, uncleaned condition. Its historical background stretches deep into the post-war era, when the United States was entering a period of economic optimism and technological progress. Featuring Benjamin Franklin, one of the nation's most influential thinkers, inventors, and statesmen, this coin symbolizes the intellectual strength and forward momentum of mid-20th century America. As part of the early generation of decimal coinage that helped shape modern U.S. monetary systems, the 1954 issue occupies a respected place in the timeline of American currency design and circulation. Although visually recognized for its silver shine when new, the 1954 Franklin half dollar carries a rich alloy that includes a meaningful copper content, giving it durability and a distinctive aging pattern over time. In very dirty condition, this coin takes on deep tones, layered patina, and earthy highlights that reveal decades of circulation and natural oxidation. These organic textures make each piece feel deeply authentic, and collectors often prefer such original surfaces because they tell the full story of a coin journey rather than masking it with artificial cleaning. The copper element also adds a subtle warmth to the metal, which becomes especially noticeable as dirt settles into the design's fine details, creating a dramatic visual contrast. The rarity of the 1954 Franklin half dollar in very fine or better condition has become a defining factor behind its rising value. While many were minted for everyday commerce, heavy circulation, melting events, and mishandling over decades have drastically reduced the population of well-preserved examples. A dirty but sharply detailed piece is considered especially desirable because it proves the coin's originality while still retaining the crispness that collectors seek. As the market continues to shift toward originality and scarcity, values ranging from $1,000 to $9,000, or even more for exceptional specimens, are becoming increasingly common, especially for coins with natural tunning and strong eye appeal. Collector interest in the 1954 Franklin half dollar has surged in recent years due to growing awareness of mid-century numismatic treasures. The coin's historical relevance, limited surviving quantity, and distinctive West Coast mint origin all play major roles in its appeal. Investors and hobbyists alike are recognizing that key Franklin dates have responded consistently well to market demand, especially during periods when metals and collectibles rise in value. This sustained attention has created a competitive atmosphere around the 1954's issue, strengthening its long-term reputation as a stable and rewarding investment. Those looking to invest in or collect this coin must develop a strong understanding of condition, certification, and grading standards. Even a dirty 1954's Franklin half dollar can possess impressive value if its natural surfaces remain intact and its details remain clearly visible. Professional certification provides reassurance of authenticity and grade, which is crucial when dealing with high-value coins. Learning to evaluate strike quality, where patterns, natural dirt deposits, and luster can help collectors identify superior examples before others notice. Meanwhile, joining numismatic clubs, online communities, and collector groups helps individuals stay informed, share knowledge, and discover new opportunities for acquiring rare pieces. Numismatically, the 1954's Franklin half dollar holds remarkable importance. It represents an era when American coin design blended classical symbolism with modern ideals, using the image of Franklin and the Liberty Bell to convey national pride and intellectual heritage. Every surviving example, especially those with untouched dirt and patina, reminds collectors of the coin's real-world journey through markets, hands, pockets, and decades of American daily life. It serves as a physical archive of a past that shaped not only currency, but also cultural identity. The cultural symbolism of this coin extends far beyond its monetary role. Benjamin Franklin embodies wisdom, innovation, diplomacy, and scientific curiosity, values that resonate across generations and borders. Because of this, the 1954's Franklin half dollar has gained international appeal, attracting collectors from Europe, Asia, the Middle East, and beyond. These enthusiasts admire not only its artistic merit, but also its connection to a nation that heavily influenced global culture and economics during the mid-20th century. The fact that many collectors prefer the coin in its very dirty state only enhances its authenticity and global fascination. In the long run, the 1954's Franklin half dollar shows every sign of becoming even more valuable and culturally significant. Its scarcity, historical weight, rising market activity, and increasing international demand place it among the most desirable Franklin issues for long-term investment. Whether kept as a family heirloom, added to a high-end collection, or preserved as a strategic financial asset, this coin continues to appreciate as new generations discover its story. Its blend of artistry, historical symbolism, and enduring rarity ensures that it will remain a treasured piece of numismatic heritage well into the future. The 1954's Franklin half dollar also stands out because of the emotional story embedded in every worn and dirty example. Each coin has lived a long life, passing through countless hands, pockets, and transactions, witnessing eras of change from the 1950s through modern America. The dirt embedded in its lettering, the softened edges, the naturally darkened surfaces, all speak to the thousands of moments it has been a part of. For many collectors, this lived history is far more meaningful than a perfectly polished coin locked away since minting. A naturally aged 1954's feels alive, authentic, and undeniably connected to the movement of time. Another reason this coin continues gaining momentum is the distinctive role the San Francisco Mint played in mid-century American coin production. West Coast minted coins often experience different circulation patterns than coins from Philadelphia or Denver, sometimes resulting in lower survival rates of high-quality pieces. Many 1954's half dollars traveled through busy Pacific trade routes, were used heavily in the booming California economy, and endured years of humid coastal conditions. These environmental factors helped shape the coin's aging process, making dirty and toned examples even more appealing as they capture the geographical story tied to where they were minted. Modern collectors and investors have also begun to realize that Franklin half dollars, especially key mint marks like the 1954 S, are becoming harder to find each year. As more collectors compete for the best pieces, fewer examples remain available on the open market. Many high-grade or beautifully toned coins end up locked away in long-term private collections, further tightening supply. This limited availability is creating a sense of urgency, pushing buyers to act quickly when strong examples appear. Even low-grade or very dirty pieces are seeing increased attention, especially when their surfaces remain original and unaltered. The international numismatic community has played a growing role in the rising popularity of the 1954 S Franklin half dollar as well. Collectors abroad admire the coin for its symbolism and connection to American ideals, especially the image of the Liberty Bell, which represents freedom, unity, and resilience. These themes resonate across cultures, giving the coin a global emotional impact that goes beyond its artistic beauty or silver value. As global demand increases, this coin's status transitions from being a national collectible to a worldwide treasure, strengthening its long-term appreciation potential. Ultimately, what continues to elevate the 1954 S Franklin half dollar is the harmony between its historical depth, visual appeal, and investment strength. A very dirty, naturally aged example carries the soul of the past, offering a sense of authenticity that polished or altered coins simply cannot replicate. As collectors seek coins with genuine character, and investors search for assets with strong appreciation potential, the 1954 S rises to meet both desires. Its story, scarcity, and symbolism combine to make it a coin that will continue growing in value, prestige, and cultural importance for generations to come. Fourth, the 1956 Franklin half dollar carries a profound historical presence that continues to fascinate collectors, especially when discovered in its untouched, very dirty condition. Minted during a time of American stability and cultural transformation, this coin stands as a bold tribute to Benjamin Franklin, whose intellect and contributions shaped the nation's foundation. As part of the early generation of decimal-based U.S. coinage that helped define modern American currency, the 1956 issue holds a respected place in numismatic history. The dirt, age, and natural tunning that settle deeply into the details of the design turn even a heavily circulated example into a living artifact, carrying the essence of decades of circulation and economic life. Though widely recognized as a silver coin, the 1956 Franklin half dollar contains a meaningful copper component within its alloy that enhances both its durability and appearance. Over time, this copper subtly interacts with the environment, especially on coins that were heavily circulated and never cleaned. The natural patina that forms on very dirty examples often reveals warm undertones, darker highlights, and textured surfaces that add depth and character. These features are beloved by collectors who appreciate authenticity over artificial shine, proving that age and originality can often increase a coin appeal rather than diminish it. The copper-silver blend, combined with decades of natural oxidation, creates a rich visual story unique to each individual coin. Although 1956 is not the lowest mintage date in the Franklin series, what makes this issue strikingly rare is finding it in very fine or better condition. Countless examples were used extensively in everyday commerce, and many were later melted down during periods of rising metal prices, drastically reducing the number of well-preserved survivors. A dirty but sharply detailed piece becomes especially desirable because it demonstrates natural aging while still retaining the strong strike that collectors prize. As demand continues to outpace supply, market values for exceptional pieces frequently range from $1,000 to $9,000 or more, with original surface coins commanding increasingly impressive premiums. Collector interest in the 1956 Franklin half dollar has grown tremendously as more hobbyists and investors recognize the beauty and historical significance of mid-century American coinage. Its representation of national wisdom and progress, combined with its limited surviving population, makes it a standout choice for building a valuable collection. This rising attention has boosted auction activity and increased competition for the finest specimens. Even very dirty examples are now gaining traction as collectors place greater emphasis on originality, authenticity, and the narrative embedded in aged surfaces. This shift toward valuing natural condition has turned the 1956 issue into a surprisingly strong investment performer. For anyone seeking to invest in or collect this coin, understanding condition, certification, and grading standards is essential. A dirty coin with intact details, natural patina, and unaltered surfaces can be far more valuable than a cleaned or polished piece, even if the cleaned example appears visually brighter. Professional third-party certification offers crucial protection by verifying authenticity and assigning an accurate grade, both of which play major roles in determining market value. Joining coin clubs, online collector groups, and numismatic communities helps collectors stay informed, learn from experts, and access opportunities that may not be available through regular marketplaces. This knowledge-based approach is key to identifying hidden gems and avoiding costly mistakes. The 1956 Franklin half-dollar holds a special place in America's numismatic heritage due to its elegant design and cultural symbolism. Franklin's portrait honors one of the most influential thinkers in Western history, while the Liberty Bell on the reverse symbolizes freedom, unity, and American perseverance. In a very dirty, naturally aged example, these iconic images take on even more emotional weight, as the accumulated marks and patina represent the passage of time and the endurance of national history. Each blemish and stain becomes part of a much larger story that links past generations to the present. Internationally, the 1956 Franklin half-dollar has gained remarkable recognition, attracting collectors from around the world who admire American coinage for its symbolic depth and artistic quality. Many foreign collectors value naturally aged and dirty examples because they reflect genuine circulation and carry a realism that pristine, untouched pieces do not always convey. This global appeal enriches the coin's legacy and contributes to increasing demand across multiple markets, strengthening its position as a culturally significant collectible with worldwide desirability. Over time, the 1956 Franklin half-dollar is poised to continue its rise in both value and historical prestige. Its enduring symbolism, scarcity in higher grades, and growing international demand all contribute to its potential as a long-term investment. Whether kept as a cherished family heirloom, included in a serious collection, or treated as a strategic asset for future appreciation, this coin represents far more than its metal content. Its blend of artistry, history, and emotional resonance ensures that it will remain celebrated, studied, and treasured for generations to come, making it a timeless cornerstone of American numismatic culture. The 1956 Franklin half-dollar also gains its charm from the emotional narrative etched into every dirty, worn surface. When you look closely at a heavily aged example, you aren't just seeing a coin, you're seeing decades of American life preserved in metal. The grime settled into the Liberty Bell, the softened features of Franklin's portrait, and the darkened rims are all silent witnesses to thousands of exchanges and everyday experiences. This deeply human element is one reason collectors increasingly seek raw, uncleaned specimens. They contain authenticity that cannot be fabricated and serve as tangible reminders of the lives, hands, and moments that shape the journey of each individual coin. Its appeal continues to strengthen because the mid-1950s represented a unique period in U.S. minting. During this era, economic growth surged, consumer culture expanded, and coin production was high, but preservation was not a widespread priority. Most people spent coins without a second thought, and the concept of saving modern half-dollars for collecting was not yet mainstream. As a result, the survival of well-detailed 1956 Franklin half-dollars, especially ones that have aged naturally without cleaning, is far lower than many assume. This unintentional rarity has transformed the coin into a standout piece for both historians and investors who appreciate the unexpected scarcity hidden behind its common circulation origins. Another factor pushing the 1956 Franklin half-dollar into the spotlight is the shifting preference among collectors who now value originality more than artificial shine. Coin enthusiasts are increasingly rejecting polished or cleaned examples, recognizing that such treatments erase the historical texture that gives a coin its soul. A very dirty 1956 coin with natural patina often carries more respect among serious collectors than a bright coin that has been manipulated. This change in collector mindset has major market consequences, raising the prices of original surface coins and rewarding those who preserve coins exactly as found. Global collectors have also played a powerful role in expanding the coin's prestige. Numismatists from Europe, Asia, and the Middle East are drawn to American mid-century coins because they symbolize an era of innovation, progress, and economic influence. The Franklin series, in particular, captures the intellectual spirit of the United States through its depiction of one of the world's most iconic thinkers. International buyers tend to prefer coins that still display their natural aging, because these pieces offer historical texture rather than modern alteration. This worldwide appreciation increases demand and elevates the 1956 Franklin half-dollar beyond the borders of the United States. Ultimately, the 1956 Franklin half-dollar continues rising in value, respect, and cultural importance because it represents the perfect blend of scarcity, symbolism, and authenticity. As more collectors shift toward preserving coins in their original condition, the appeal of very dirty, naturally aged examples becomes even stronger. These coins are no longer just currency. They are artifacts of American identity, storytellers of a bygone era, and assets with undeniable future growth potential. The 1960 Franklin half-dollar stands as one of the most captivating mid-century American coins, especially when discovered in its original, very dirty condition that preserves decades of untouched history. Minted at the dawn of a new decade, this coin bridges the transition from the post-war era into the modern age, reflecting a time when America was expanding technologically, culturally, and economically. Featuring Benjamin Franklin's iconic portrait, it symbolizes innovation, leadership, and the intellectual backbone of the nation. As part of the early decimal-based coinage that helped shape modern U.S. currency, the 1960 issue holds a meaningful place in numismatic history, representing a blend of heritage and progress that collectors deeply appreciate. The dirt embedded in its details serves not as a flaw, but as evidence of its long journey through American hands and commerce. While it may appear simply as a silver coin at first glance, the 1960 Franklin half-dollar contains a significant copper component that plays a crucial role in its aging process and durability. Over decades of circulation, the copper reacts subtly with the environment, enriching the coin with earthy tones, deeper shadows, and natural patina that collectors treasure. Very dirty examples often display dramatic color variations and textured surfaces that highlight the depth of the design, especially around the Liberty Bell and Franklin's hair. These coins, uncleaned and raw, retain a powerful authenticity that polished pieces cannot replicate. The copper-silver blend is part of what makes each dirty 1960 half-dollar unique, carrying both artistic beauty and chemical character shaped entirely by time. Despite being minted in large numbers, the 1960 Franklin half-dollar becomes truly rare when found in very fine or better condition, especially if it has been allowed to age naturally. Many examples were heavily used in daily commerce, leading to worn details, scratches, dents, and loss of sharpness. Large quantities were also melted during periods of rising silver prices, shrinking the population of surviving high-grade coins. A dirty but sharply detailed 1960 half-dollar can therefore be surprisingly valuable, with certain examples reaching market prices between $1,000 and $9,000, or more depending on strike quality, originality, and visual appeal. The combination of age, rarity, and condition creates a strong demand among collectors who recognize the hidden value behind these seemingly ordinary coins. As more collectors and investors turn their attention to mid-century numismatics, the popularity of the 1960 Franklin half-dollar has surged. This renewed interest stems from its historical significance, elegant design, and scarcity in premium grades. Auction prices have steadily climbed, especially for coins with rich patina and untouched surfaces. Even very dirty examples, once seen as undesirable, are now respected for their authenticity and historical integrity. Collectors appreciate that these coins tell a fuller, more genuine story than artificially brightened or cleaned pieces. This shift in collector preference has transformed the 1960 Franklin half-dollar into a promising investment target that continues to attract strong market momentum. Understanding condition, certification, and grading standards is essential for anyone interested in acquiring or selling this coin. A dirty coin with original luster, intact details, and unaltered surfaces can easily overshadow a cleaned example of the same date. Professional certification not only verifies authenticity, but also greatly boosts value by confirming the coin's condition on a trusted scale. Collectors who learn to assess strike sharpness, natural wear, and patina can identify premium examples long before they reach competitive markets. Engaging with online collector forums, coin clubs, and experienced numismatists allows enthusiasts to expand their knowledge, share discoveries, and gain insights into pricing trends and future investment opportunities. Beyond its monetary value, the 1960 Franklin half-dollar holds deep cultural significance. Franklin's portrait represents the intellectual strength that helped shape the nation's foundations. His contributions to diplomacy, science, innovation, and philosophy still influence modern society. The Liberty Bell on the reverse reinforces themes of freedom, unity, and resilience. When these symbols appear beneath layers of natural dirt and aging, they become even more powerful, telling a story of endurance through generations. Every scratch, stain, and tone variation becomes part of its historical narrative, connecting collectors to the everyday lives of people who once used the coin as ordinary currency. The coin's international appeal adds another layer to its rising prestige. Collectors around the world admire American coinage for its artistry and symbolism, and the Franklin series stands among the most globally recognized. Foreign enthusiasts especially value coins in original, dirty condition because they reflect real circulation and authentic historical life. The 1960 issue, in particular, resonates with international buyers who view Franklin not just as an American figure, but as a global symbol of knowledge and progress. This worldwide interest elevates both the cultural and financial strength of the coin, increasing its desirability across multiple markets. In the long run, the 1960 Franklin half-dollar continues to grow in prominence as a treasured collectible with strong investment potential. Its rarity in higher grades, rising market demand, and enduring cultural symbolism ensure that it will remain a sought-after coin for generations to come. Whether preserved as a personal keepsake, displayed as a historical artifact, or acquired as a long-term financial asset, this coin embodies the perfect blend of artistry, authenticity, and appreciation potential. The more collectors discover the beauty of naturally aged and dirty examples, the more the 1960 Franklin half-dollar solidifies its place as an important and enduring icon of American numismatic history. The 1960 Franklin half-dollar also carries a profound emotional depth that becomes even more noticeable in very dirty, naturally aged examples. When you examine a coin that has not been cleaned or altered, you can almost feel the decades it has witnessed, passing through busy markets, small-town stores, hands of workers, travelers, and everyday Americans who unknowingly contributed to its story. The embedded dirt, the softened rims, and the darkened fields become traces of life rather than imperfections. These marks make the coin feel alive, allowing collectors to connect with the era it comes from. This emotional link is one of the strongest reasons original condition Franklin halves continue to rise in popularity as more collectors seek coins with genuine historical soul rather than polished surfaces. Another powerful element behind the growing appeal of the 1960 Franklin half dollar is the changing collector philosophy that now centers heavily around originality. For years, many coins were cleaned in an attempt to restore brightness, but today's collectors understand that cleaning destroys value and erases important historical evidence. A very dirty 1960 half dollar with deep natural patina is often viewed as more desirable than a shiny, clean specimen because it maintains its original texture and character. This shift in mindset places higher premiums on raw, untouched coins, and it also encourages new collectors to preserve their finds responsibly. This cultural shift within the hobby is reshaping long-term values and increasing the demand for naturally aged coins like the 1960 Franklin. The coin also benefits from the broader trend of increasing global interest in historical silver currency. With silver prices rising and collectors seeking authentic artifacts from significant periods of American history, mid-century half dollars have become a popular target for investors around the world. The 1960 Franklin half dollar stands out because it captures the cultural transition of the era, between traditional American ideals and the rise of a more modern, innovative society. As international buyers enter the market, they bring with them a deeper appreciation for coins that show real history, pushing demand and strengthening the long-term upward trajectory of the 1960 issue. In addition to its market appeal, this coin serves as a symbol of American progress during a time when the nation was preparing for monumental achievements, such as the space race and rapid technological expansion. Franklin's timeless portrait represents intelligence, innovation, diplomacy, and scientific curiosity, qualities that transcend nationality and resonate with people worldwide. A very dirty example gives collectors a sense of holding onto a piece of the American journey, complete with all the marks and tones left by time. This connection to a pivotal moment in history elevates the coin beyond simple numismatics, turning it into a cultural artifact with a story worth preserving. Ultimately, the 1960 Franklin half dollar is destined to remain a valuable and admired collectible as more people discover its blend of history, rarity, and emotional resonance. Its growing international appeal, the rising appreciation for original surfaces, and its strong investment potential make it a standout coin in the world of mid-century numismatics. Every naturally aged and dirty example carries a legacy that cannot be recreated, giving it both financial strength and cultural depth. As the years pass and high-quality examples become even scarcer, this coin will continue to appreciate not just in price, but in significance,